Dread. It is a school night. Grade 11 only started a few weeks ago, and things are on the up and up as per usual. Your grades so far are fantastic, and it looks like you're going to nail tryouts for basketball and track. You sit in your illustrious dining room finishing dinner with your mother. Is there anything you'd like to do before going to bed?
Well, I should probably study. I need to keep these grades up if I'm going to keep up my reputation. So, and I know that Ramona's going to be very upset if my grades dip. So I think it's probably in my best interest to do some studying.
Awesome. Roll me an intelligence check.
Alrighty. That is going to be 15.
15. Yeah, it's going pretty good. Studying's going great. It's not confusing or anything like that. There's a few things that maybe you're like, what? But you quickly figure it out. Studying goes great. You feel very prepared for the next week ahead.
Hell
Keeping
yeah.
up on it.
Sweet.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Well, maybe if it's getting a little bit later, maybe I should pull out my scraps.
Your scraps?
You know, my clippings, my side project.
Your conspiracy board, yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna pull that out, kind of prop it up on the desk in my room, and I'm looking over my shoulder. You know, Ramona is very busy during the night, but sometimes, you know, she'll come, she'll check on me. Maybe she'll try to tuck me into bed, and I can't have her seeing this. So I've got to keep it on the down low. But I've got my red thread out, and I've got my push pins, and I'm ready to start connecting the dots.
What is on your corkboard?
You know, just newspaper articles related to strange happenings in the forest, and obviously the newspaper articles surrounding the disappearance of my father, and anything that happens in the town that's sort of anomalous, it's strange or out of the ordinary. And I'm really trying to figure out connecting strands, things that tie these strange occurrences together.
All right. Roll me an intelligence check again.
This time it's a 9.
You're looking at it and it's like, okay, does this, okay, the Zog Apple Farm, they had a weird thing going on. Is that connected to my father? What could it be? No. Okay, no. And you're kind of going back to things. It's so hard to connect things. You have very little information. You know, probably at this point you've gathered what's put out in the public is very specific and maybe not the whole picture. So it's kind of hard to gather what is it when they don't want everyone knowing exactly what's going on, right?
Right.
Like, they're keeping things secret from you.
They are. It goes all the way to the top. There's got to be some way to get to the bottom of this. Or to the top of it, I guess, if that's where the conspiracy is coming from. Oh, I've got so much red thread and nothing to connect. All right. Maybe I should do some snooping around here. You know, if it does go all the way to the top, well, there isn't going to be anything higher than my mother. So if she's out and about, her study is probably empty. So maybe I'll go take a look in there. In fact, I think I will.
All right, so you're just walking on over to your mom's office?
With discretion, of course. I'll try to sneak a little bit, just in case she's up and around the house.
All right, roll me a stealth check.
Okay. That is a 27.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that one.
She is pretty perceptive, especially when it
Yeah.
comes to me.
You know what? Let me actually see. Let me see if she can beat this. I know there is a possibility. So you head to your mom's office.
Okay.
You sneak in through the door. Doesn't seem to be anyone there.
Perfect. All right. The best place to start is going to be, I guess, her desk. So I walk around behind it. I pull the chair aside. And are there any like drawers in the desk?
Yeah, there's plenty of drawers. And what your mom's office kind of looks like, I don't know if you've ever seen Once Upon a Time, but kind of like Regina / the Evil Queen's
Oh, yeah.
office, where it's like, it's not, I mean, like color scheme wise, it's not really like that. It's very dark in there, just in case your mom has to work in there during the day. But it's got like a nice mahogany desk, dark walls with wallpaper and molding and all the such. But it's got a pretty similar layout to that.
It's bougie.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. I'll start rooting through the drawers. I'll start from the bottom and I'll work my way up.
What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for, again, like information about strange happenings, strange occurrences. Any kind of communique about covering something up. Things that are very like literally and explicitly about strange things. I don't think Fred is necessarily like, I've got to look for all the little subtle clues. I think he's really, he's got a hammer and he's looking for something that looks like a nail.
All right, roll me an investigation check.
Okay. That is a 15.
15. All right. You start snooping through your mom's drawers, and you mostly find like regular town things like town meeting agenda, notes, minutes, that kind of a thing. You find a drawer full of legal documents. You find just drawers of general things, but you do find a drawer that has a few communications between Enmina, the Inquisitor of Thetis Island, the one who goes out and inspects the island beyond the perimeter. I mean, you see that she's decided to withhold some things from the library in her next batch. She's planning on just keeping some things where she works, and it's for the better of the public.
That's what she thinks. This is perfect. Buried in and amongst all this boring mom stuff. Finally, a nugget of truth. And I take that communique. No regard to the consequences. I'm taking this. And I fold it up and I put it in my pocket. And I'm gonna try to make my way over to Edmina's place of work. Do I know where that is?
No. It is actually quite a mystery.
Oh. Another conundrum. Okay. I have a scheme. It's absolutely harebrained, but it just might work.
Mm-hmm.
I step out of the study, first of all. I carefully close the door behind me. And I head back towards my room and I clear my throat and yell, Mama, Mother.
Very quickly, your mother's a vampire. She can just zoom around as she wants, right?
Yeah.
Very quickly, just right in front of you. Yes, Friedrich.
Oh, terribly sorry to bother you, Mama, but I was perhaps wondering, I know you know Edmina, right? Well, I've heard from all the kids at school that she's just been putting in a lot of really hard work, and I thought, well, I'm caught up on my schoolwork. I've done my tryouts, and I might bring her over a batch of cookies or snacks or something just to express our gratitude, as the Van Duren family.
She looks you over. Friedrich, what is this actually about?
It's about expressing our gratitude as a family to Edmina. You know.
I am not buying it. Do you want to try again?
Okay. I wanted to maybe ask her some questions about, the woods and stuff.
Friedrich, there is nothing to look into. The woods is a dangerous place that you do not need to be looking into. Understood.
I'm so terribly curious, Mama. Please, allow me this.
Under no circumstances are you to go out in the wood.
I'm not saying I'd go out in the woods. I just want to say hello to Edmina and express our gratitude and ask her 5 or 10 or 20 questions, you know?
Friedrich, I am going to ignore that you lied to me the first time.
Thank you.
All right? But you are not to bother Edmina's work. What she does is very important.
And I'm sure she'd appreciate a young member of the community taking interest in it. Right? Right?
I'm sure she does not care.
How would you know? You're not Edmina.
I work very closely with Edmina.
Well, fine. Sorry to bother you. You can go back to your work or whatever. I'll go to bed.
Yes, you will go to bed immediately. And she's kind of standing there watching and waiting for you to go back to your room.
I back up into my bedroom and I close the door and I try to keep eye contact with her the whole time. But look, I give her the puppy dog eyes. I kind of look down and look back up at her and slowly close the door.
She's got like a blank face, just like, this is not gonna work on me, Friedrich.
The moment I close the door, I like put my hands to my head and like slump down against it. Ugh. Okay. New plan. There's got to be a way that I can get access to those documents. Sneaking out by myself, it's going to get me nowhere. I'm just going to get lost, and then my mom's going to have to come find me anyways, and then I'm going to be in even more trouble. Can I take another look at the piece of paper and see if there's like an address, like a return address on a letter or something?
You look at the piece of paper, it's literally just like a slip of paper that's got a little note on it, just notifying your mother of what she's doing with whatever is going to be, or I guess not being sent to the museum.
Dang it. Well, maybe I could at least start at the museum. That's something. That's a place that I can go to. And maybe I'll find something linking Edmina to the museum while I'm there. But I'll have to wait for my mom to leave first. Unless, is there a window in my room, perchance?
There is.
Wonderful.
Could you roll me an insight check, please?
All right, that is 22.
You look out your window, you're devising a plan. How do I get these documents? Museum. Go to the museum. Wait, the museum's closed. It's not open. It's late at night. Okay, that's all I got. I could go tomorrow. You could go tomorrow after school.
All right.
Take an interest. You're going after school. You're gonna do something there.
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna look for something. It's the only lead I have. So I guess the only thing left to do is to go to bed.
Do you go to bed?
Yeah.
All right. After some snooping, you finally close your eyes and begin to dream. You find yourself in a dark cavern. A dim red glow from various fungi shines a light on the black stone walls. Stalactites and stalagmites hang. This place is dreary, and though you don't know how, it makes you feel hateful. In the back of this chamber is a large onyx throne in the shape of a dragon.
I approached the throne.
You approach the throne and find what looks to be a woman with long pointed ears and a gown that drapes over her body. It is hard to look at her visage as it is constantly changing between that of a shadowy form. In front of the woman is a character of contrasting appearance. They have pale white skin, blank white eyes, snow-colored hair, though their outfit does match the environment with blacks and deep dark purples. Do you get closer?
I do, and I say, hello?
The woman on the throne speaks. Has the package been delivered? The white person in front of her speaks. Yes, Your Majesty. Good. And all went according to plan? Yes, well, mostly. Mostly. Well, your greatness, I must inform you that there was a small chance that I possibly may have been spotted. And this shadowy figure rapidly reaches its hand out and grabs the throat of the white figure and raises them above the ground. Their feet dangle and their arms struggle as they try and get air.
Hey, put him down, put him down. Leave him alone. What are you doing?
They kind of grasp. Your Majesty, I stayed and watched, though I watched and though I may have been seen, there was no recognition of it. No harm came to the package. The figure drops the white character.
What's going on? Who are you? Where am I? What's the package? Why are you hurting him?
For your sake, ye better pray no harm was done, or I will grant you eternal torture. Yes, your gloriousness, it would be deserved. Get out of my sight. Yes, of course. And the character kind of runs away. Roll me an insight check.
Uh-oh. That's a 14.
Even with a 14, you can kind of gauge that either of these characters paid you no mind. The shadowy figure sits back down, crosses its legs, puts its arms on both rests of the throne.
I walk closer towards her and I try to get as close as I can.
You begin to walk towards the figure, and the light in this cavern begins to disappear. And almost as you're right up to her, it's pitch black. Your vision shifts, and you stand in a dark wood forest amidst a twilight darkness. The leaves on the tree illuminate with a bright green light.
Oh, hello? Is anyone there? I start walking into the woods, into the trees.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Natural 20. That's going to be 25.
With that, before you even see what is going on, you catch this cold breeze that slithers over to you. And as you walk further, you notice crystals. Not crystals like, amethysts or anything like that. Like ice. crystals that are forming, and soon you reach a point where the forest abruptly turns into a snowy tundra with trees so covered in frost you could hardly even notice them in the snow had it not been for your keen eye. A boy with icy blue skin, long pointed ears, white hair, white eyes, stands staring at you.
Can you see me?
He nods his head.
Oh, thank God. I don't know what's going on. Who are you?
Are you approaching him?
Yes.
As you get closer, the boy, he doesn't speak. He just looks at you as you approach and you're talking. And as you stand in front of him, he holds out his hand, and there appears to be a coin resting in the center of his palm.
I kind of point at myself and I say, is this for me?
He nods.
I take it and I say, thank you. I'm Fred. What's your name?
I know who you are.
You do?
He points and presses his finger on the coin in your hand and pulls it away.
I look at the coin in my hand.
You look at the coin, and on the front that's first facing you is actually the boy's face on one side. And as you flip the coin around, you see your face sits on the other.
I look back up to him and I say, what does this mean?
You're really that dull. And before you can even react, he reaches for his sword and swings, and instinctually you close your eyes, but you aren't met with any blade. You open your eyes once more, and you stand in a dark room. A red neon light illuminates over 5 dark figures.
Hello? Can you help me? I don't know where I am or what's happening, and I reach out towards one of them.
As you reach out towards one of them, you are pushed back with this red light. And this chorus of voices begin to speak. The council.
The council? What council?
Another light appears, except this one is neon pink. Another dark figure is there, but it's kneeling in prayer.
Hello? Who are you? And I reach out towards the figure praying in the pink light.
You are pushed out by this pink light, and the voices speak. The servant.
The servant? Please. I just want to get out of here.
A neon orange light appears. Another dark figure is in it, except this time it is floating in the center of it.
Who's that one?
The voices speak. The sacrifice.
Oh, that's not very good, is it? I try to get a better look at the figure in the orange light.
Roll me a perception check.
That's an 11.
It's a little hard to tell. Immediately you notice the broad shoulders. That's pretty easy to distinguish just if you're looking at the body, but it's other than that, there's not a whole lot to gain from it. It's just kind of this silhouette.
Well, please, can I go now?
5 different colored neon lights illuminate on the floor around you. Yellow, green, cyan, blue, and purple. A figure stands underneath each. You stand underneath the green light. The voices speak. The champions.
Champions of what? Oh, God. What does this mean? What does any of this mean? Can someone please tell me what's going on?
Once more, your dream shifts. All the lights, as it shifts, disappear one by one. And as your dream shifts, you feel the tone change. You find yourself in your bedroom. Your father, Adrian Van Duren, sits on your bed, looking at an old childhood toy of yours that he holds in his hand.
Dad? But Papa, is that you?
He looks up. Friedrich. Oh, you're so big.
I, I guess I am. It's probably been a while. I've never, I can't remember ever seeing you in person or like this. Oh my God, I go to hug him.
He hugs you right back.
Oh,
He kind of holds you out in front of him. He looks you up and down. I never got a chance to look at you.
well, I never really got the chance to look at you either.
My boy. Look at you. And you can see tears welling up in the corners of his eyes as he just looks at you.
Tears well up in mine as well. And I look at him and I'm like, are you back for good? Is it finally over?
Things have only begun.
What, what's that supposed to mean?
You're a smart kid. You'll figure it out.
I've been figuring
And with
it
that,
out.
you wake up.
No. Oh. I look to the spot on my bed where he was sitting. And I just kind of stare at it for a while.
And I think that's a good place to end it.
Me too.